What if today is the day everything changes? Imagine, for a moment, that today could be the start of something remarkable in your life. Have you ever felt that small but courageous voice within, whispering to you that you are meant for more? That voice, quiet yet persistent, tells you to move beyond the doubt, hesitation, and second guessing that have held you back. What if that voice is right? What if now is the time to stop imagining and start becoming the person you are truly meant to be? In this video, we'll introduce you to the Fearless Method, a system developed from studying those who consistently achieve greatness. It's not about luck, it's about a proven, 7-step plan designed to help you move beyond your fears and take control of your destiny. By the end of this journey, you will have a blueprint for success and self-mastery. Because if fear is what's holding you back, you have the power to change that, and we're going to show you how. Fear has been your companion for far too long. It whispers when you're about to take a risk, tightens your chest when opportunity knocks, and convinces you that playing small is the safest choice. But here's the truth. Fear is just a habit. It's a pattern you've practiced. And as with any habit, it can be broken. The first pillar of the Fearless Method challenges the fundamental way we've been taught to view fear. We don't need to eliminate it. Instead, we turn fear into an ally. Most people view fear as an enemy to be conquered or avoided. But when you learn to understand it, fear becomes a valuable guide, much like a compass pointing you towards your next opportunity for growth. The Stoics knew this. They didn't aim to rid themselves of fear but reframed it as a source of valuable information rather than something to be feared. Your fear response comes from two places: biological triggers that helped your ancestors survive physical threats, and the psychological habits you've developed over the years. With the right awareness, you can separate these two, recognizing when your body is reacting to genuine danger and when your mind is simply replaying outdated patterns. This awareness can transform fear from a roadblock into a stepping stone. Let's start with a technique we call the 60-second Fearless Technique. This practice allows you to regain control immediately when fear strikes. The first 20 seconds are for you to name and locate the sensation of fear in your body. The next 20 seconds are about asking, "What is this fear trying to protect me from?" And in the final 20 seconds, you'll consciously decide, will I let this fear guide me, or will I let it govern me? With this simple practice, fear becomes your messenger, not your master, exactly as the Stoics recommended. Now, let's dive into the second step of the Fearless Method, fearless commitment. This step isn't just about making promises to yourself. It's about crafting a structured declaration that rewrites your relationship with fear. Start by documenting the fears that hold you back. Then write the opposite action you are committed to taking for each fear. This creates a roadmap, a clear path forward. The Stoics didn't just think about virtue, they committed to actions that embodied it. At the end of each day, write an identity statement to affirm your commitment. Instead of focusing on what you want to achieve, you'll focus on who you're becoming. Shift your mindset from, "I want to, "I am someone who." This simple change aligns your identity with your actions and anchors your commitment in reality. Each morning, choose one fear-based pattern to interrupt. And each evening, document your victory, no matter how small. This daily practice will reprogram your mind to move from hesitation to action, creating the habit of courage that the Stoics prized. As you continue this journey, remember, your mental state drives your actions. Fear doesn't stand a chance when you take deliberate control of your mind and body. The next step in the Fearless Method will teach you how to use your body's posture and language to eliminate the gap between opportunity and action. Get ready to step into a world where fear no longer holds power over you. And as we move forward, let's dive into how you can break free from the shackles of rejection, which often holds us back even more than fear itself. Stay tuned for the next step. As we've seen, rejection isn't a barrier, it's a powerful tool for growth. The Fearless Method transforms setbacks into stepping stones, helping you turn rejection into a catalyst for success. To start, the first step is practicing Stoic detachment. This means separating rejection from your identity. Rejection isn't a reflection of your worth. It's simply feedback on your approach. By seeing it this way, you're no longer personally affected by it. Instead of feeling defeated, you learn to see it as a signpost for improvement. Next, we move to the second step, extracting the hidden opportunities within every no. Every rejection carries valuable data, information that can guide you toward your next move. Instead of seeing a no as the end, think of it as an invitation to improve, adapt, and grow. The third step is to take immediate counteraction. As the ancient Stoics taught us, action dissolves anxiety. When you act in the face of fear, you break the cycle of paralysis and self-doubt. Consider the stories of famous individuals like J.K. Rowling and Steve Jobs. J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter was rejected by 12 publishers before it found success. Steve Jobs was fired from Apple before returning to lead the company to revolutionary heights. In both cases, rejection forced them to refine their ideas and approaches, eventually leading to their greatest achievements. Building your fearless rejection muscle takes intentional practice. Begin by immersing yourself in situations where rejection is likely. Small stakes situations where the fear of rejection won't have a lasting impact. Document each experience, either digitally or on paper, tracking how quickly you recover emotionally with each rejection. Over time, you'll notice that what once triggered fear now becomes an advantage. You'll learn to move forward when others are paralyzed, and this skill will make all the difference in your life's success. Now, the fifth step of the Fearless Method addresses a key part of overcoming fear: your self-concept. Many of our fears aren't about external threats, but about protecting an identity we've created. Fear often arises when we feel that our constructed self-image is at risk. The Fearless Method doesn't just help you change your behaviors, it helps you transform how you see yourself. To do this, start by identifying language patterns that restrict your potential. Phrases like, "I'm not good at this," or "I could never do that," are often self-imposed limitations. Trace each belief back to its origin, and you'll likely find that many of these beliefs were formed in moments of vulnerability or learned without question. As Marcus Aurelius said, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. When you examine your thoughts through this lens, you can start to identify the limiting beliefs that stain your self-image. Once you recognize them, you have the power to remove them. This leads to the next step: changing your communication patterns. Eliminate hedging language like, "I'll try," or "hopefully," and replace them with strong declarations of certainty. Instead of saying, "I will become fearless," say, "I am becoming fearless." This subtle shift in language helps your subconscious adopt a fearless identity, one that doesn't hesitate or shrink back. To take this even further, start working on embodiment. Each morning, physically embody your fearless self for just 5 minutes. Adopt the posture, facial expressions, and breathing patterns of someone who already lives without fear. The Stoics practiced this through role rehearsal, physically acting out virtuous responses to challenging situations. This practice helps your body and mind align, making fearlessness a natural part of who you are. By embodying these principles, you'll find that fear loses its grip on you. It becomes just another opportunity to grow, rather than something to avoid. And this brings us to the next crucial step in the Fearless Method: building an unshakable sense of purpose. Stay tuned as we dive into how a clear, strong sense of purpose can propel you forward with confidence and drive. As we've seen, fear distorts our judgment, often paralyzing us when we need to act the most. The Fearless Method provides a systematic way to bridge the gap between intellectual understanding and whole-body transformation. Let's now dive into the sixth component, which transforms how you evaluate risk, an area where fear often clouds our decision-making. Most people make decisions based on emotional risk assessments, allowing fear to lead. But with the Fearless Method, you replace that emotional reaction with strategic clarity. To do this, we introduce a risk evaluation matrix, a tool that helps separate perceived risks from actual risks. Imagine a simple four-quadrant system, where you plot potential decisions along two axes: impact, severity, and probability. When you do this, you'll see that most fears fall into the low probability, low impact quadrant. This means that the fears we often feel aren't as threatening as they seem at first glance. The Stoics practiced a similar discernment, with Epictetus teaching us to distinguish between what merely seems frightening and what truly threatens our well-being. Applying this system in real time means asking yourself three key questions when facing decisions. What's the worst realistic outcome? What's the best possible outcome? What's the cost of inaction? This third question is often overlooked, but it's crucial. By considering the cost of doing nothing, you'll often realize that avoiding risk can be the riskiest choice of all. This shift in perspective allows you to make more informed, courageous decisions that align with your true priorities. Finally, the regret minimization framework helps balance your approach to risk and reward. Rather than focusing on what you want now, project yourself to age 80 and ask, which choice will I regret not making? This mental shift bypasses immediate fears and connects you to your deeper wisdom. It's about creating decisions that are aligned with what matters most to you. Now, moving on to the seventh and final element of the fearless method: sustaining change. Personal transformation can be difficult to maintain, especially when motivation fluctuates, but the fearless method doesn't rely on willpower alone. It creates a structure of courage that works automatically. The key to sustained courage is replacing goals with processes. Instead of setting out to be more confident, establish a daily fearless practice that doesn't require decision-making. This approach embeds courage into your daily life. The Stoics understood this principle well. As Seneca wrote, "The sailor's courage grows not by talking of storms, but by commanding vessels." Your courage muscle strengthens through consistent, habitual action. Designing your fearless environment is crucial in this process because willpower is finite. Restructure your physical and digital spaces to eliminate fear triggers and amplify courage cues. For example, remove distractions like your smartphone that tempt you into procrastination. Position your workout clothes where they're the first thing you see in the morning. Your environment should make courage the path of least resistance. When you set up your environment in this way, the compounding effect kicks in. Small, courageous actions, like speaking up in a meeting, initiating a difficult conversation, or taking a calculated risk, create a 1% shift every day. Over time, these micro-decisions compound like interest, and eventually, you reach a tipping point where fearlessness becomes your default state rather than something you aspire to. Now, you've fully learned the fearless method, a complete framework for transforming your relationship with fear. But how do you implement these principles consistently in your own life? Imagine you've been stuck in the same position at work for years. You have brilliant ideas that could change the direction of your company. But fear of rejection keeps you silent in meetings. This fear is not just limiting your career, it's holding your entire company back from growth. Start by applying the 60-second fearless technique. When anxiety surges before you share your ideas, pause for a moment to locate the sensation in your body. Maybe there's tightness in your throat, a flutter in your stomach, or tension across your shoulders. Recognize that this fear isn't protecting you from real danger. It's just an imagined fear of judgment. In this moment of awareness, you can choose your response. Then, create your fearless commitment. Document the specific fear, perhaps the fear of public criticism or being seen as incompetent, and commit to the opposite action. For example, I will share at least one original idea in every meeting. Regardless of my comfort level, your fearless identity statement becomes, I am someone who contributes value without needing certainty of outcome. The transformation isn't immediate. In your first attempt, your voice might tremble as you suggest a new approach. While your idea may not be implemented right away, you'll notice something unexpected: respect from your colleagues who appreciate your courage. The rejection you feared transforms into validation of your bravery. So, how can you make this transformation permanent? The key is recognizing that fear triggers specific physical and mental responses. Your body tenses, your breathing becomes shallow, and your mind races toward worst-case scenarios. These responses are designed for physical threats, not professional challenges. Transformation begins by interrupting this pattern. The next time you feel fear, pause and take 3 deep breaths. This simple act activates your parasympathetic nervous system, counteracting the stress response. By physically straightening your posture, you also send a message to your body that you're in control. With this practice, fear no longer controls you. You control it, and as you continue to implement these strategies, you'll begin to see remarkable shifts in your ability to act courageously. No matter what life throws your way, the Fearless Method isn't just a set of steps, it's a lifestyle. Let's dive into how these strategies can help you continue on your path to success and fulfillment. As we've seen, courage isn't just about facing fear, it's about mastering it. Now, let's dive deeper into how you can fine-tune your actions to build unshakable confidence. Research shows that something as simple as adopting power poses for just 2 minutes can significantly increase your confidence hormones while lowering stress hormones. This small change in posture is not just a body language trick. It's a scientifically backed method for transforming your state of mind. But it doesn't stop there. The next step is the mental reframe. Instead of thinking, "I hope this goes well," try asserting, "This will go well because I've prepared thoroughly." Replace, "I'll try to address their concerns," with, "I will address their concerns directly." This isn't about empty positive thinking. It's strategic language that guides your brain toward finding solutions, not scanning for threats. By reprogramming your thoughts, you create a mindset that focuses on success rather than fear. Through the 7 pillars we've explored, you now have the tools to live with unprecedented courage. Fearlessness isn't the absence of fear, it's the mastery of it. The 60-second Fearless technique gives you immediate control when fear strikes, while the Fearless commitment transforms intention into consistent action. The Fearless trigger system reprograms your responses to challenging situations, and the rejection conversion formula turns setbacks into stepping stones. Your language patterns reshape your self-concept, and the risk evaluation matrix brings clarity to decision-making. But what matters now isn't just knowledge, it's implementation. Start with one small courageous action today, then take another tomorrow. These micro-decisions compound over time, eventually reaching a tipping point where courage becomes your default state, not just a goal. As the Stoics understood centuries ago, courage isn't something you have, it's something you practice. And with each practice, you're not just doing things differently, you're becoming different. So, the question is no longer, what if today is the day everything changes? The question now is, today is the day everything changes. Your fearless future awaits. In the upcoming videos, we'll explore how ancient Stoic wisdom perfectly complements the system you've just learned. These philosophies share a powerful truth. Facing fear directly transforms not just your actions, but your very identity. Whether you're confronting workplace anxieties, relationship fears, or creative blocks, combining Stoic principles with confidence triggers creates a framework for consistent courage. Don't forget to subscribe and activate notifications to join our community of modern Stoics who are mastering their fears rather than being mastered by them. Your engagement helps others discover these transformative tools during their moments of greatest need. Each comment, each story shared, helps refine our understanding of how these ancient practices work in the context of modern life. The path to fearless living is paved with small, deliberate acts of courage. Your journey continues now. Let's begin.